All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. To you, I say shalom. All right, this is your brother Parathon with a quick lesson. I'm going to open up with Revelations 2 and 5. All right, Lord willing, it's edifying. It says, remember therefore from whence thou art fallen, and repent, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly, and remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent. So consider our faults, right? Consider when we slip, because we know that a just man falleth 7 times and he getteth up, right? But this is to remind us, man, stay conscious of when we do slip. To remember our first works. I wonder what it means there. What does it say in the blue letter for first works? We know that the first works are, what's our mission, right? To fear the Lord and to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, it's the whole duty of man. Yeah, it's pretty, nothing really there. But when we think of the first works, we think, what we think of the elect, right? The elect are doing the real work. The elect are that beacon of light. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Seminole, West Indians, and Haitians, are that legendary bloodline, right? God's chosen people of the house of Israel, man, that the Bible speaks of. A third of the house of Israel, that beacon of light. Those are unto whom the first works belong to. And this is just a reminder. Because, you know, we had a falling away first. And this, that, and the third. Right, but continuing in 5, it says, or else I will come unto thee quickly and remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent. Except thou repent. We have that opportunity to repent when we slip. Because we understand that the Lord will never, Jacob's not consumed. The Lord will never forsake the nation of Israel, the elect. To be exact, Lord willing, we are counted to that number and endure unto the end. But this, I'm going to get Matthew speaking on, before we get that, let's get 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So we are to examine ourselves to see if our faith is genuine, as it says in the NLT. Look yourself in the mirror. Just stay true to yourself, sincerely. Right? The Lord is already testing us, but we test ourselves too. Put ourselves in uncomfortable positions. Take risks, man. It says, know ye not your own selves how that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So the elect know that the spirit of Yahweh Shai is in us. If we didn't, Lord willing, we are that number, man. We'd just be just like anybody else. The vessels of dishonor, if you will. Verse 6, but I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. Right, and through these tests, we get assurance through the Lord that we're not reprobates, through our faith, and through what the Lord has shown us and given us, man, and what we see, and what's happening around us. Let's get Matthew in regards to the candlestick being removed, right? We can get Matthew 25, starting at verse 1. It's going into the parable of the 5 wise and 5 foolish virgins. It says, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels and with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh. And we know that the bridegroom is Yahweh Shai. The bridegroom is Yahweh Shai, the elect of Israel, right? The nation of Israel, for that matter, is the bride. We are the bride. We are the body. Yahweh Shai is the head. A marriage is a union. The kingdom is going to be a marriage, a unity between the nation of Israel and Yahweh Shai, in order. This is verse 7. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps, and the fools and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. But he answered and said, verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. For the kingdom of heaven, that's the point, right? They weren't, the 5 foolish virgins weren't prepared. They fumbled the bag. They had the lamp, no oil, empty vessels, useless, vessels of dishonor, vessels of wrath. Anything that's not pushing this, anything that is you can't do nothing against this truth but for the truth, right? So if you're not with this, you call yourself against it. Hey, this all the Lord's doing, man. It's all the Lord's doing. This is a beautiful story on how we just supposed to, blessed is that servant when he cometh and he findeth so doing. It's Matthew 24 and 46 real quick. Blessed is that servant whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Doing what? The work. Right? Keep having lamps in your oil. Just always just being ready, man. We can never be ready enough. And if we let's jump back to Revelations 2 and 4. It says, nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love. Who's the first love? The law, statutes, and commandments. Yahweh Shai. That was our first love. We committed spiritual adultery with these other nations, these other religions, and we turned our back on the Lord. Spiritual horror, if you will. Got in the bed with all these nations, right? Let's get second Esdras. There was the angel and Ezra dialogued about this a little bit. Second Esdras 6, I believe it's 58. But we thy people whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thine only begotten, and thy fervent lover are given into their hands. Thy first love, thy fervent lover. What's another one? What is that? Zechariah 2:8. It says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Right? It's simple. Salakia. As an Israelite, you're here to simply seek the Lord. Understand what your purpose is and carry it out. Lean not on your own understanding, but lean on the Lord, man. All right, so with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Keep the oil in the lamps. All right, Akim, Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible Bar. Shalom.